I'm Ash.
And I'm Fatima.
And we're back for Fatash.
Yay!
Whee! Life be life, and so
Mm-hmm.
I before I get into what I've been up to, what have you been up to, Fatima?
Uh Driving people around.
Yes, driving Miss Daisy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We went to Chicago twice.
You was probably here when I wasn't here.
Oh, well, also like I'm there to drive Miss Daisy. So
Right, your mom had like a high school reunion or something. I think
well,
you
she had a
mentioned.
birthday, she had a cousin's birthday party she wanted to attend. That was fun. And that was on the south side. And then we went to and then she had a reunion, that 50th reunion that she wanted to attend, and that was in Tinley Park. So when you get out into the suburbs of Chicago, a lot of those suburbs I feel like are bullshit, because they're like people will say like, oh, I'm from Chicago, and then like you're 1 hour away.
Girl, I hate that shit. There'll be like advertisements on Facebook to be like, "Oh, this event is happening in Chicago," and then I look at the address. It's like Aurora, Illinois. I'm like, it's not even the same zip code. Like, the closest you can get to still saying Chicago, at least in terms of like northern suburbs, I would say Evanston.
Yeah, because
And I say that
Evanston, you can take a train to Evanston.
exactly. Even, you know what? I might even give you Skokie. Because at least with Skokie, you can take the yellow line to the red line and be into the city. But like bare bones,
it's going to take a while though.
It's going to take a while.
It's going to take a while, but you can do it.
Yeah, you can still get a train. I'm on the border of Evanston. Like literally, I can walk 10 minutes and I see the sign that says "Welcome to Evanston" type shit. It's right there. But yeah, these places. Oh, it's Chicago. It's Aurora. Fucking this names I ain't never even heard of.
Stop lying. Just say you in Tinley Park.
Right, or Chicagoland, and even then, just say Illinois. Just say Illinois.
Yeah, because I was in Tinley Park for a couple of days, and I was like, and then also like you also always do feel like the obligation, because like I've had people be like, well, why didn't you tell me you were in town? And it's just kind of like, I'm in town because like an hour away from you, like
right, and I'm not here for you. Like it's one thing to be in town and think that you'll be able to meet up with people, but if you already know your schedule is packed, it's like, don't even bother letting people know, because you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because then you get back home, like, oh my god, you was in town, why didn't we hang out? Because nigga, I wasn't here for you. Like, what the fuck?
I was here to do a specific thing, and then I did it, and then I went home.
Exactly. Just because you live in that state, I am not obligated to see you unless I have time.
Yeah,
I probably don't. I had a friend that was here for work one time, and she told me ahead of time, like, hey, I'm gonna be not even in your city, but I'm gonna be in your state. How far is my work obligation for where you live? I'm like, girl, that's like 2 hours away. She's like, oh, okay, well, I probably won't see you. It's like, okay, see you next time. But you at least check in with people to see like how far, because I bet you those same people were not trying to come out to Tinley Park to hang out with you.
Right. And then if you're in Tinley Park, and let's say you want to meet up with somebody in the city, where are you going to park is a nightmare, because Chicago doesn't own its streets.
Yeah, they have like this fuck ass deal or something crazy where I think they're stuck in it for like another 30 years or something crazy.
No, yeah, it's a 70-year deal.
Woo!
Yeah.
All that money that they are not making, and with all the like concerts and conventions, especially the K-pop conventions, y'all ain't getting no money for that. That's crazy.
Yeah. I've read a couple books. I'm back to reading. I've been reading Chinese fairy tales, and then last night I started on like some of the Hans Christensen's fairy tales. So I was reading The Little Mermaid last night, and it's even more horrific than the Disney version. because
Yeah.
they talk about how, like, I haven't even gotten to the part where she dies or whatever.
Yeah.
But when they're just describing like the way that mermaids live, like mermaids can't cry, and so when they feel like psychological pain, it's like way more like stressful for them than
Also,
for humans because they can't cry.
my grandmom had the fairy tales as well, like the Hans Christensen. It's Christensen, right?
I think so.
Christensen version. They were shortened, so I'm sure you have like the full story, but we had like the shortened storybook version. And I think it said that like the they don't have souls. Mermaids don't have souls on top of that. So when they die, they just turn into sea foam. And I remember reading it and being like, this ain't what the movie was. This is so sad. It was so bittersweet too.
A
'Cause,
lot
like,
of the fairy tales are messed up. I was reading a German one where like a girl was like being abused by their stepmother, and then she went to go live with the fairies or whatever, and she was like, well, I gotta go home, and they're like, we're gonna make a pretty much like a fleshy robot, pretty much, into something that looked human, looked just like her, but did not have a soul, and sent that back to her family of origin.
ugh. Yeah,
And the stepmother just continued on with abusing that thing instead of her, and eventually that thing killed her.
well,
But
again,
it's just kind of like, what are you trying to say about society? Are you saying that there are people walking around that look like normal people, but they don't have souls, and
sociopaths.
they're like clones of actual people that
Hans
ran
Christian,
away to
Hans
live with the
Christensen,
fairies?
Hans Christensen was he was going through it. I find it interesting not to like ascribe sexuality on these two particular authors, but between Hans Christensen and the dude behind JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, there's elements that says like you had like a gay love affair or an unacquitted gay love, and that formed the basis of a lot of your most heart-wrenching stories and relationships. And every time I hear their stories or watch their shows, I'm like, who hurt you? Like,
Everybody,
oh my
society.
god. But like I said, it's like it's a bittersweet ending. So like, with the Little Mermaid, it was like you got to marry this dude or you're gonna die. And instead of it being like the sea witch turning herself into the mermaid to seduce the man away from the Little Mermaid, it was just he just fell in love with another woman. I think he was like either already engaged to her or something, where it was like this was already set in stone. He actually likes this woman, that woman likes her, and you just had a crush on a nigga that wasn't available. And her sisters showed up to like, yo, 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 yo. So we got you this knife, right? Just stab the bitch, and then you'll live. And she's like, nah, I can't do that. It would either stab the wife or stab the man. But either way, she's like, nah, I can't do that. So she just died. I mean, it's bittersweet because it's like, she loved him enough to be like, I mean, I've turned into this for him anyway, and if I can't have him, I might as well just die. Ain't no point in taking him with me. That's not his fault. I'm like, oh damn, that's sad. And even with the little German girl having her clone sent back to be abused, even the clone's like, look here, I can only take but so much before I'm beating somebody's ass. And the abuser was killed, and we all lived happily ever after. I'm not mad.
I think the real her ends up married to a prince somehow. I don't know. I need to finish that one for
Love
myself.
that.
But
Love that
yeah.
For her. Love that for her. So these are your new bedtime palette cleansers?
Yeah, until I get ready for Toni Morrison again. Until I get back to the magical realism of Toni Morrison and 1,000 Years of Solitude. I'm thinking about taking that on because I saw the Netflix adaptation and it was really good, but I know it's not like the complete story. But I hear that 1,000 Years of Solitude is kind of confusing because much like the Game of Thrones series and
Mhm.
television show, you have a bunch of people with the same name
Oh,
because
yeah.
of patriarchy.
Mm.
So there's all sorts of like family trees online to like help readers to
I feel
keep it
like
on track.
that happens so often that it's almost a trope at this point. Like my friend, I don't know what she was reading. It was one of those like Don Mays, I want to say, one of the like Chinese, uh, ancient Chinese type of romance, but not really romance because Chinese are a little bit iffy about showing romantic interest between men or whatever. And there was like one particular story where it was essentially about someone named Jinling and their uncle, but there's various uncles, and the story just keeps referring to him as Jinling's uncle over all of these. Like we're talking like 5 different generations. The Jinling's uncle is in love with Jinling's uncle, who is married to Jinling's uncle. I'm like, what? Ain't nobody got names? Why are we just everybody just Jinling's uncle?
People have names, but maybe they don't use them. They go more
Like
by their titles.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've known Chinese people in real life who are just kind of like, yeah, when I'm at home, nobody calls me by my name. They call me by my position, which is like little brother.
Second son.
Mm-hmm.
Little son. I really wish they reflected that more in adaptations. Like even in anime, you'll have characters just referring to family members as like brother or sister, and the subtitles will just use that person's name. I'm like, no, reflect the culture.
Well, I think, well, maybe there's a message there. It's just kind of like, no, you go learn the language and then you can figure out what they're saying for real.
Well, I just feel like it should just be more true. Like, it don't necessarily have to be the same grammatical
Because
structure.
I think that it would be confusing to the audience if you said what they were like saying literally, because of the fact that then everyone's calling this person by a different name. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's just another level of context you'd have to recognize. I was watching this one YouTube channel. I think it's called like Talking Korean or something. It's this Korean man that explains like how to better learn Korean and Korean in like TV and movies and stuff like that. And he was breaking down some of the Korean pronunciations in like an episode of Lost or something, and how there was like a very specific use of you that's only used by older generation men towards younger generation men. And even he was like, in all of my life, and he looks like he's like a good like 43, 44. In all my life, I've only ever heard this used 3 times to address me. And it's little cultural nuances like that I really appreciate about other languages. Because like English is just a hodgepodge of whatever the fuck. Like sentence structure don't make sense. You've got Ebonics and Southern slang. It's like if you didn't grow up in it, it's gonna be hard to really understand some of the nuances and inflections and tones and all that. It's my heart goes out to those who learn English because it is not easy.
We've got very fuzzy rules about like how words are pronounced, because like which emphasis goes on which syllable is like it. You gotta say it wrong, and somebody has to correct you. That's because
pecan, tomato. People not telling you that the S in Illinois is not pronounced.
Like, why is it asshole and not a shoal? Which is how I sometimes pronounce it in my head.
Shoal. There's always that like one word that you've never really seen written, or like you've never really said it out loud. And then you say it out loud, you're like, wait, that ain't right. I remember one time I pronounced legendes because it was spelled with a Z.
Why
It threw me off so bad. It was like all stylized and shit. I was like, "What's legendas?" My friend's like, "Legends." I was like, "Oh."
Did you? I did see one Netflix documentary. Like, I know that there's been lots and lots of documentaries that I just like was not into, and I would not have gotten into this one either if I hadn't caught a glimpse of a spoiler.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those things where like the spoiler made me go.
He's like, "Let me see the context. I gotta see the rest of this."
Did you see Unknown Caller?
The one with the mom that was bullying her daughter for like 3 years? Girl.
Yes. Yes.
Girl.
Yes.
I was so mad. Okay, so
spoilers for anybody.
Right. I'm not going into the spoilers yet. I'm just
You did already.
Oh, I thought that was in the summary of the
No.
Okay, because this is where I'm going into my explanation. I saw there's two YouTubers that I like to watch, Kenny JD and Olay.
Yes, that's the one that made me go see.
Yeah, the one with Kenny JD and Olay talking about it together, and then I watched Kenny JD's breakdown. I was so mad. I was mad with there's just like I'm just glad all of us black women was on the same wavelength of what the fuck. Why did you have the mom in the documentary? Why did you have the? They were just like trying to set her up as like she was sympathetic.
Awesome. That is one hell of a twist because 3
years.
I told my brother. I thought it was 2.
It was too damn long, is what it was. It was too damn long. They had to move multiple times.
I told my brother, like, go watch this, and I was like, don't look it up, just go watch it.
So mad.
He was like, what the fuck?
So mad. 2 years. They had to move multiple times. She's harassing a whole other man, fucking up the money. And I'm so glad the father was like, get the fuck out of my house. Like, because what? You fucking up the finances. You fucking up my daughter. You being real gross to the little boy down the street. Oh my God. And then had the audacity when the police tells the daughter, like, yeah, so it's your mom. And the mom's all, I can't leave her.
But even the police, like, they did it in such a roundabout way. Like, if you're that child and you have not been watching 45 minutes of this documentary, you're like, what the hell are you talking about? Because, like, he's like, well, your mom got into some things and she was feeling pretty bad. And I was just kind of like, what? What are you trying to say? What are you saying?
Nothing that they said justified anything that woman did, and she didn't take any accountability.
Well, they kept giving her outs. They kept like they came to her.
Who
like
funded this fucking documentary? This had to have been funded by herself with the money that she stole from the family. She just had a side account so she can make this documentary later and try to paint herself as a victim.
No, because if she had any money, they wouldn't have had to like move around 4 times and put everything into the storage area. And then lose everything in the storage area.
Fuck that bitch. Her daughter is going to need therapy. Her husband's going to need therapy. He's going to have to rebuild his trust for people.
And now this Netflix documentary is out. So it's like, okay, so she could have moved before this came out. She could have moved and nobody would have ever heard about this because this did not make national news. It made local news.
Right.
But now it's a Netflix documentary. So there's no spot on earth where people have not heard this insane story.
Why did they even make it a documentary? This small town.
And just the way that people are, they're side-eyeing her. Like, they've been side-eyeing her since it started. But then even now when they have all of the evidence, it was her mom. It was just her mom, even though her mom is still lying, like talking that shit about like, well, I didn't send the first couple ones. I sent like 2,000 later ones. Like,
which were worse.
But I didn't send those first. No, there's no other person who's doing this. It's just you.
I hate this bitch. No accountability. I don't know why this was even made a documentary. Like, I hope, if nothing else, I hope the father and the daughter get sympathy for the shit that they had to go through. Everybody who was a victim, I hope they get sympathy, and I hope they ruin that woman's life. Dox her, follow her to every job, make her life a living hell like she did for her own damn daughter. Cause that is a damn shame. Jealous of your own daughter. You have a man. You have a husband. You have a daughter. Why are you fucking up with your daughter's life and her potential future boyfriend and husband? How are you that jealous of your offspring when you have a life? Like, it'd be one thing, and this is not justifying this action, but I could better understand, say, like a single mom who just has a distrust for all men and just hates men, and her daughter is gorgeous and more beautiful than she ever was, having that built up resentment. That I could understand how all that maliciousness might build up in a broken person like that. But this woman had a loving husband, a loving, average looking daughter. She wasn't ugly. She wasn't overly pretty.
She was pretty. I thought she was pretty. And I thought, what's her name? Kenny?
Kenny JD.
Kenny JD said it best when she was like, I think she hit the nail on the head when she was like, well, imagine how it must feel when you funny looking. And then you get with somebody who's good looking, and then you have a daughter and she look like you, but she ain't funny looking.
I would be cheering like, oh, thank God my genes are funny.
Most people would, but if you also pair that with like just this insatiable need for attention, like what did her like cousin / friend say? Like, yeah, if we were sitting here and you were talking to me, she'd be over there dancing on top of a table trying to get you to look at her. Just look at her.
But you have a man looking at you. You got a husband.
The jealousy is already in her.
But you have a husband that's looking at you.
And here go your daughter, you know, being good at sports and not being funny looking, and you know, her getting
living her own life
just sent her over the edge.
I can't stand it. Some people don't need to have kids. They don't need to have the things that they have.
But I thought it was a good documentary to show you, like, there's because of the internet, there's new shit out here.
I cannot. The betrayal.
Yeah,
that is just below killing your own offspring. That is right below. Like, you're emotionally hurting your child with that. And as a child,
torturing her and some random ass other child that you have an obsession
I'm
with.
surprised the mom of that boy didn't come up and beat her ass. Because what are you, a pedo? Why are you talking all this slick shit to my son?
Okay, so also it was that shit about, like, you ever have somebody steal something from you and then help you look for it?
No, they just steal my shit and act like they don't know where it is because they lost it. Looking at my sister. I'm still mad about that jacket that she took and lost. I'm still mad, bruh.
Well, I have, and I know that these people exist.
That is some. Oh, no, but I have seen that. I have heard of those instances where people. There was actually an instance with like one of the K-pop idols that I follow. They were doing these like one-on-one dates with each other, and they were asking each other, "Is there a secret that you haven't told us that you feel comfortable telling us now?" And dude was like, yeah. So like one time when we was on tour, I took old boy's protein drink and drank it, and he started yelling, and I was like, yeah, who took his drink? And I was like, oh my God. And it was too funny just knowing like the dude that took the drink, he would totally do that. And the one who blew up, normally he wouldn't blow up, but it was the fact that he was asking and nobody knew what he was talking about that made him even more upset. It was like, y'all know this is my drink. When of y'all drunk it? Where is it? And here's the culprit. Yeah. Where's this drink? And this is like, what, 2 years later? He's like, yeah, it was me.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. That is the thing. But how much time would need to pass?
It depends on the transaction. For it to be okay, for it to be like, remember when you were in high school and you were getting catfished and like somebody was take
like,
it to the grave.
And somebody was like You say, oh, you got to kill yourself, and your husband don't want you. He want this wop wop creamy wop.
No, nah, no. Take it to the grave. Take it to the grave or on your deathbed. If you do it on your deathbed,
real nasty use of the word creamy.
If she revealed it on her deathbed though, I'd take her off life support right there. Take her off right there. Otherwise, just take it to the grave. Because why? Just attention. At that point, you just telling me that for attention.
And she got it. She got international attention. She made it to Netflix.
She'll be in the cultural zeitgeist conversation for like maybe another couple weeks.
But that's a lot.
But what is it gonna garner her? Like, it's either gonna garner her a whole bunch of bullying, because what is this attention gonna give her? Other than
I don't know. There's a whole bunch of people that like, look, watch her end up on a reality TV show looking for her next man.
What, like on Big Brother?
Yeah,
that's the only show I can see taking her.
The Bad Girls Club.
I hope she gets her ass beat. She ain't a bad girl. She's not a bad girl. She can't even think that she's a bad girl. Put her on Big Brother.
The misbehaving women.
She's not even pretty enough to be on Bad Girls Club.
Somebody will hire her to be in an MMA fight.
Beat her ass. Any opportunity
just to see how long she stays, that she can stay in the ring. There's all sorts of things. There's all sorts of sick shit. Because how come, like this happens a lot, where like people who have been like even more terrible than her have gotten like opportunities for fame and fortune after the scandal.
It's absolute bullshit. Meanwhile, I'm looking at getting a part-time job.
On top of your full-time job?
On top of my full-time job.
To stay afloat or to get ahead?
To get ahead. Like, just to like rebuild my savings. I haven't been able to put anything in my savings significantly in a very long time. And I want to move to a better spot. Like, walking to the grocery store depresses me.
Oh.
Just seeing my neighborhood.
Is it far or like?
No, that's what I like about my neighborhood is how close I am to most things. To transit, the market is only a 10-minute walk, so I can take my city cart and all that. But like, just seeing the people in my neighborhood is like, y'all need to do better. Y'all just hanging out, just smoking, taking up the daggone sidewalk with your foolishness. It's just not a good look. It's not a good look. It depresses me. And then I gotta bang my cart down the fucking stairs to get to my apartment because God forbid I get a fucking ramp.
Is there an elevator?
Thank God there's an elevator.
Okay.
That's like the
I remember I lived in an apartment where the elevator was out for like a year. Like,
nah, like that. Like I tried to look on the brighter side of things. Like,
and there was like 4 stories. So like, if you live or you're moving into the like, or if you're living on that fourth floor, like you gotta
look all your shit.
All the way up there.
Yeah, like I was
glad that the elevator happened to be working once I decided to move out. But it had been going out for a long time.
Yeah, and my elevator was having some issues the first couple months, but that was like, it's been 9 years.
But that was like months, not a year.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I would hope that by the time you were settled in or even moving, that they had upgraded the elevator. But yeah, it's just, I've outgrown the space. I need a better environment. Like your environment can affect your mood so heavily, and I think that's what's been contributing to my lack of enthusiasm for most stuff is my current environment. But the only way to improve that environment is to make more money, and to make more money I need consistent income. And it used to be I could do my freelance jobs and it'd be fine, it's whatever. But like I don't want to put so much burden on the craft that I like to also be my means of income, because it's creating a rift of sorts. Without, for lack of a better term, it's like I'm not enjoying it because I'm concerned with being able to consistently do it enough to make an income, and consistency while stable stifles creativity. So I'm more concerned with just making sure I'm consistently doing an adequate job as dictated by my title than I have the brain capacity to want to be creative and do other shit. So it's like, all right, let me find some menial turn my brain off type job that is consistent enough that I can like build up some extra income enough that I can like get out of this current situation. It's not a bad situation. It's just I need to move. I need to get out. I need something new. I need a refresh of sorts. So I might be going back to retail, but I'm hoping on like the back end so I don't have to deal with people.
Yeah.
And it's one of those, it's almost like taking a step back. You know, it's not quite moving back in with family to build my funds, but it is going back to something I said I would not do again. But such is life in America as a single Black woman. Shoot, having a partner don't even necessarily guarantee you got more money to do shit. You might have like a little more support and hopefully emotional support, but that
it depends on what's going on in that whole other human's life. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, just having somebody else there is not a guarantee that things are going to be better. They got their own struggles that they're going through, but like, you can only hope that you at least can come together emotionally when it matters to support each other
and
to
also
keep grinding.
Like, if you're a straight woman, there's that power dynamic with men where they will try to press their ideas onto you. And they might have their own ideas as to how much you should be making and how much you should be working and where you should be working and all of that shit. And you might not want to hear it.
Let alone if they're not at a place in their life. You know, then that's halting the trajectory of your life together. It's halting the trajectory of your life together. It's like, oh, I want to be married by X age, but dude ain't proposing to you yet because he hasn't made whatever strides in his life that he wants to have made before he proposes or gets married. So now y'all at a crossroads because it's like, bro, we've been together 5 years. Why haven't I gotten a ring? But he's not where he wants to be in his life, even though you're at where you want to be in your life to start y'all's new life together. So then it's like, do I stick it out? Or do I brave these treacherous streets and hope I can find somebody else that's on my time? I don't know. I just took myself out the game altogether. Like, I don't. I go on Hinge just to refresh my expectations. That is all. That is all my Hinge profile is for. I check on it like every time I feel like I've been looking at K-pop idols for too long. I'm like, let me look at the actual men.
People look like, and that's not even real
exactly.
people.
I'm like,
let me two-dimensional.
Let me look at what actual men look like when they take photos. Let me look at the men who are actually liking my profile. This is what's expected. Yeah. Okay. At least I can try to change my living environments. I can't do much about the men. Anywho, so last weekend I went to Vegas with my siblings. My brother.
How was Vegas? Is it a ghost town like people say, or did it look normal?
It was definitely less people than the years prior.
Okay.
For sure. Because I think I was there last year. Maybe year before last. Either way, it felt like there was definitely more people in previous years. And also when I went, it was during like, I think the latest I went was like in June. So to go in September, I wasn't really sure what the September crowd looks like since it's on the latter end of summer.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a decent number of people, like enough people to say that people are here without feeling congested. Plus, there was a concert in town. It was the Breezy Bowl. Chris Brown concert was there. So like every Uber I was in, they was playing Chris Brown. I don't know if it was just a radio or like the Spotify playlist that all these Uber drivers were putting on. Oh, and it was a K-pop group in town that year, that weekend. So yeah, there was stuff happening. Every black person was asking like, "Oh, you here for Chris Brown?" I'm like, "Why? Because I'm black and I'm a woman?" No.
Well, you're also in that age group.
I know. Like, yeah, I know. I remember when he debuted. I remember MTV doing like a profile on him, like, "Oh, new up and coming Chris Brown." I was like, "Huh."
I mean, he was spectacular when he first came out, and he was dancing around.
Yeah, I am no shade to his talent. I just don't care for him as a person, as an adult.
Yeah, but you'd be, well, maybe you wouldn't be because you were there, and there are a lot of people who don't care.
Oh yeah, no, there was plenty of women with his jersey and all that, like,
and there are a lot of people who can separate the art from the artist and all of that stuff. And I can do it for some people and not for others, so I'm not judging.
Yeah, I'm not judging either. I just found it funny that they because I was black, they was asking that. Maybe
but he's not one for me. He's not one I can do that.
Right. I'm like, but like at the same time, like I said, there was other people in town, like Janet Jackson. Her last couple days at her residency was that same weekend. The K-pop group La Seraphim was there. Maybe I'm a K-pop girly.
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, I like for sure one group and I like another group, but like I wouldn't call myself a K-pop girly. I just
you're getting there.
I don't want to be there.
You're slipping down that rabbit hole. You're going.
I don't want to. I don't think I will. It's too expensive.
You're getting sucked in.
I am, but only with like particular groups, which is funny. I had a mutual friend that I didn't realize was also into a particular K-pop group, and she just happened to mention, she's like, "Oh yeah, they be staying at my hotel all the time." I said, "Bitch, what? You just casually are seeing these dudes at your place of work?" She's like, "Yeah." Like, girl, let me know. So I know which hotel it is, and I also know that they have a bar. So next time that like K-pop groups are in town, I'm gonna like go to the bar and act like I'm somebody and like buy a very expensive drink and maybe get me a baller.
Do it. Go for it. This is a good plan. Something,
change up my environment. I just want a rich friend. He ain't gotta give me money.
He should.
Like, for my birthday, maybe.
But he's not rich and he's your friend. Why wouldn't he?
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want them to feel obligated to give me money.
But they want you because you're their friend.
Definitely. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Like for your birthday, like, sometimes for like Mike's birthday, I might, PayPal him like $100 or something for his birthday. I ain't do that this year, but I'm just saying, PayPal's and Venmoing people money for their birthday with my income would look like $100, no problem. But for a rich friend, it'd be $1,000. It'd be like, oh, here's $1 for every day you've been alive, and it's nothing to them. Because that's how they move. Or even with like just having a rich Chinese friend and getting a red envelope for New Year's. Yeah. I need me a rich Chinese friend. Give me them red envelopes. Woo, child. I just need a good $50,000. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
$50,000. I don't even need a whole 100,000. I don't even need a mil. Just 50,000, and I'd be good. I'd be good. I could put a down payment on a condo. I can make the payments. I do need to pay off one of these timeshares, so let's make it 70,000.
Homeowners association. I never want to return to having a homeowners association.
It's so annoying too.
Increasing your bill by just whenever the fuck they want.
And hoping that it's actually going to the funds it needs to. Because I don't want to be, oh, we got an emergency fund that we got to pay for. Where the fuck is my $500 going every month then? What's this emergency fund? Unless a tree fell into the building, there should be no emergency fund.
Oh my God. I do like to go on Zillow sometimes. And sometimes I look at condos and see that for some condos, at least in this area, and I'm sure that this is a nationwide problem, for like, especially like really small, like 1 bedroom or studio, sometimes the HOA fees are more than the projected mortgage. If you get a 30-year, look,
I have been looking, but I hadn't like noticed.
Look at the HOA fees.
I've only noticed that for like a studio versus a 1 bedroom, the 1 bedroom would have, especially if it has like a balcony, would have a higher HOA than the studio without a balcony.
Yeah, but that depends on the condo. So for some condos, and I was in one like this, it doesn't matter how big or small your unit is. Everybody pays the same amount. So you're paying the same amount in your HOA fee as somebody who has like 4 bedrooms on an upper floor with a balcony and all that shit.
Now, unless the HOA is like real low, I'm not gonna care too much. But,
even if it's low, it can double, triple, quadruple over time.
I think that's what
and then it's harder for you to sell it.
I was checking for or not checking, one of the stipulations for one of the programs I was trying to get into for getting one of the lower rated or just lower priced units was taking like a condo class or condo buying class, and I think they spoke on that with like escrow or whatever. So like if HOA or something increases, escrow takes care of it or something. Like I pay into escrow and escrow covers any unforeseen increases or some bullshit. I don't remember. I got the notes. I'll go back and read the notes.
Do you know what an assessment is?
Yeah.
Yeah. They can spring that shit on you too.
Mm-hmm.
Just whenever they want.
Yeah. And like, even to me just looking at units, I'm like, what do you mean they could kick me out of my condo? I bought it, but because I don't pay the HOA, they could put a lien on my shit. It's mine. It's mine. Like they don't teach you shit in high school about adult shit like this. So I'm thinking like,
or college.
Once I buy it, it's mine. It's not.
That's what you would think.
Nothing.
Because why the fuck else would you buy it?
You buy a house, you still paying tax on the property every goddamn year, and property taxes be going up. You just not paying a mortgage, but with the property tax, you might as well be.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't sign up for this. I did not consent.
Yes, you did when you were born.
I ain't consent to that. I got pushed out by contractions.
Well, actually, there is like I think they call themselves like an anti-natal group or whatever. And remember when somebody tried to bomb the fertility clinic? Like they weren't going after the people, they were going after the embryos.
I didn't.
That happened earlier this year. And then he killed himself. And in his note, he was saying that he was an anti-natalist, and they figured out that he had been radicalized online, and that he was against. He was like really angry about having been born against his wishes, without his knowledge or consent. He was born, and he was trying to keep other people from being born.
That's not your responsibility, my guy. That's not up to you. I feel you. I also don't enjoy being here majority of the time, but we're here. We have to make do, and I will complain every now and then. I was joking with my friend. I was like, I should sue my mom. I'm like, no, I can't sue my mom. My mom ain't got no money. What's the point in suing my mom? Why would I sue my mom? That's just being petty. Like, I'm just mad. Like, and sometimes you just gotta live with that anger of just, why didn't you pick a better guy to have me with? Why couldn't you set me up? These are the thoughts that I have of like, because that's why I myself, I'm like, I'm not having no kids, because if I can't guarantee the best genetics for my kids to set them up for the best future and have money and land or some shit to leave them so they can have at least a better stepping stone, because they can still fuck it all up. You can set your kids up with everything on a platter and they flip that shit. But I want to go into having kids and raising kids with the idea of like, I at least gave them the best tools for this life. And genetics are a shit pool. I don't know. My genetics could pull from way, way back in the genetic well and give my kids some kind of disease that we haven't seen in 2,000 years. I don't know.
I'm more concerned about, like, I got to sign up to love somebody for life, and
That
I
too.
might not like them very much. Like,
That
what
too.
if you give birth and you do all the things to, like, give them a good life and all that shit, and then you find out 20 years later, or 20 some years later, you've given birth to a Candace Owens, and like, you can't take that shit back. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah. You have no idea what hell you may bring upon the world.
You can't take it back.
You can disown them.
I
But you
know,
still
but
did
they're
it.
still out there, like, wreaking havoc, like pissing off whole nations.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want that.
Doing transvestigations. That's crazy, stupid shit.
I don't.
Demanding proof that someone is the gender that they say they are or the sex that they say they are.
Ain't nobody's business.
Stupid, crazy.
But yeah, it is stuff like that where it's like, I don't want to bring that kind of person into the world, and two, I don't want to have to bring a person into this world who have to deal with that. I can't do it. I won't do it. For what? For them to be cute for like 9 months and get on my nerves for the next forever until I die?
And they're getting on your nerves while they're being cute. It's like, right. I'm cute, but also you can't go nowhere. You can't leave me alone. You can't leave me alone for even a hot second, because I could die. I could die by the shit that I'm about to do. I'm gonna find whatever's you thought you baby-proofed this room.
I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find something that you missed. My brother stuck his finger in a socket when he was a baby one time. He ain't do it again, but he did it. Like, I swear, babies are a magnet for danger. They just have. Like,
I'm not strong enough to hold up my own head.
They just know.
Watch me try. I'm gonna break my neck.
They're like, this world sucks. How do I get out of it? I gotta get out of it. I gotta get out of it. Some of them just sudden infant death. That's just a thing. SIDS.
Yeah.
They just like, I don't know, the baby's just gone. All that.
And then you feel bad because they're like, well, did you turn him on his side? Did you do this?
This is stuff in the crib.
Did you? Oh.
Yeah, no kids, no man. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I don't want to be
here. But still, we don't go around blowing up.
Right. Just because I'm unhappy and don't think people should be fucking don't mean I'm gonna impose that on other people, because other people still find happiness in that, even though I don't have the happiness.
Okay, so this random question, because I've heard this term a lot, and when I asked my mom and dad if they had heard this term, they looked at me like I was an alien.
Okay, well, you are kind of an alien.
Have you ever heard the term hoisted by my own petard?
The fuck did you just say? Hoisted by my own petard.
Yes.
Now, I know the word hoisted.
Yeah.
But what the fuck is a petard? Ain't that the captain of Star Trek?
Oh, I hope not.
No, that's Picard.
Okay, so I had heard this term a lot, and it's just like when you think that you're gonna fuck somebody else up, but you accidentally fucked yourself up in a roundabout way.
Own petard.
Such as if during an election you had made a big deal about somebody's emails, allowing somebody else to win, and now that somebody else has got you indicted on charges of all types of bullshit. You were hoisted by your own petard. Okay, but like, I had used this term and read this term. I'm surprised nobody else has heard of it. Maybe it's just something that I've read a whole bunch.
Where did you read it from?
It's in I've seen it in cartoons. I've read it in books. I've read it in like, but okay, so it was like Game of Thrones, medieval type shit. But it's okay. Turns out I knew what this term meant, but I did not know what this term meant literally. I believed that it was something like, you know, if you were wearing overalls and you get your backs hung, you know, hung up on something and you could get hoisted a little bit. That's what I thought. That's what I thought it was. Or like you're trying to raise a flag on a flagpole, but then like you got caught up in it in the wrong way and now you're being hoisted up. That's what I thought. I thought it was that kind of a thing. Because I do know what hoisted means, but I don't know what petard means. And it wasn't until my dad asked me, like, are you using words that you don't know again? And I was just kind of like, what do you mean?
What you talking about, Willis?
And then I was like, no, I know what this term means. And then I looked it up and oh boy, I guess petard is a type of bomb.
Now I'm just going on Wikipedia.
And so it's a medieval term, and the term hoisted by his own petard was first like written in
Hamlet.
Hamlet, yeah. And a petard is a kind of like bomb that people used to stick onto a door during siege warfare. The thing is that petards are crudely made bombs where like, you know, with a bomb typically you're supposed to light it and then like run like hell. However, these are crudely made bombs, so like people would light it and they'll be like, did that shit work? And then boom, that's how you get hoisted. You get hoisted because you were blown up.
I mean, you're still up. There we go. There's the hoist comes in. You're up.
Yeah, that's where the hoisted is. Because you being blown up, not just being like drawn up slowly on the flagpole. No, boom, hoisted.
Blown up. Love that. I like how a lot of terms are like turn of phrases are from like Shakespeare. Like, and I don't know if this term is necessarily from Shakespeare, but I actually heard the full term, whereas what was it? I forgot what it was. Oh, imitation is the best form of flattery.
Right.
But the full term is imitation is the best form of flattery. Mediocrity can hope to get to greatness. I said, God damn.
Well, what does that mean when you put it all together?
It means that like mediocrity can't do no better but try to impersonate things better than it. Like that's the best you can do. Like you can't do nothing on your own. You can't make something great. Closest.
I don't get it, because it doesn't mean like, okay, so like, does it mean that like I should just copy what somebody else is doing, or like be original but mediocre? Like,
I took it as meaning better to be original, because again, to impersonate someone else, at least in that term, is to say that like you can't do any better. Like you're impersonating greatness because you can't do it yourself. So that's the best compliment you can pay as someone who's mediocre and can't do nothing great yourself. I'm like, damn. I mean, the term already was not too flattering to me. It was always said in a way that felt like the person who's being impersonated should just take it as like, oh, they just really like what you do. You should be flattered. When it's like, no, they trying to steal my shit. Because they can't do no better. Like, they trying to steal my shit and claim it as their own.
Yeah, this works if you're rich. Ask Kim Kardashian. She be stealing from all over the fucking place.
I mean...
Or lots of corporations. Or Shein. Or any of those. Temu. Or Temu. All of those places, they steal from...
creators.
From artists, yeah.
Yeah, especially black folks.
Yeah.
Looking at you, music industry. Like, there's paying homage, and then there's just straight up...
No, they're doing straight up theft.
Yeah.
Like, but and that's where like the internet has been helpful, because the only way that Cassie Ho can like tell people like, hey, don't buy this shit on Shein, I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
is because she has followers and she can talk to her followers directly to say like, that's not me. And look at them. They're stealing from me. They're not only stealing, they're stealing my ads.
It's like as soon as you come up with an idea, you just need to get a copyright. Like whatever intellectual property protections you can do, get it. So then at the very least, if other people are trying to make dupes, you're getting kickback for it, or you can sue them.
Did you see that Shein used AI to use Luigi?
I'm not surprised.
Luigi Macchioni's image to get him to sell a shirt, and that shirt sold out in like 48 hours.
People are so fucking dumb. I do not like AI trying to sell me shit. I hate that shit. I don't like it. And then like another ad trend that I've noticed too, it'll be ads acting like it's a podcast, and it's just two people talking about something. It's like, oh yes, I'm using this thing now. It's like, oh my god, really? Yeah, it's like really cool. You do this, and the third. Like, oh my god, this is so great. Now, I think it's supposed to be a skit of people doing a podcast, but for people who are not paying attention and not looking for like the bug of the product logo and stuff like that, they're gonna think it's a podcast. Or like things being sold and it's just some person in front of their phone like, oh my gosh, so look at this new thing I just got. It does this, that, and the third, and like that that TikTok speech. I hate that as an ad. I hate that fucking jump cutty, have to talk really fast in a monotone way. Get ready with me as I get ready to use this. I got this, and it goes like this. I also like it in this color right too. You can follow me on this.
ASMR. I hate it.
It's not even ASMR. It's just a very monotone, quick way of speaking that I see oftentimes in TikTok shit, and it gets on my nerves. Maybe I'm getting old. Am I just old?
But I've never liked ASMR, and I think that this is like an offshoot of that.
Yeah,
like where it has gone next. And also a lot of things that I've worked for, what's her name, is it like Nora Smith or something like that?
Oh, the bitch that makes everything from scratch while wearing Dior and Gucci and shit.
Yeah
and names her kids weird ass names like Apple Great. Yeah she gets on my nerves.
I think they're imitating her because she's been successful. Like
she gets on my nerves. Like if there was a little more humor, like a little more tongue-in-cheek into it, then maybe, but it gives very, I'm better than you because I make everything from scratch and I wear Gucci and Dior while I do it.
She's a model, isn't she?
Yeah, but there are other models that I follow that are fucking hilarious. Like I think her name's Taryn. She's a beauty queen. Gorgeous woman. Fucking hilarious. I loved her. She has a new podcast. Well, I say new, it's been a couple months. She has a podcast with her friend called We're Your Girls. Highly recommend listening to them. It's literally just two girlfriends just shooting the shit. So funny. I'd be dying laughing. They just feel so genuine, and like they talked about like how they met at like a beauty pageant or something.
Yeah. And
they were just being goofballs. Like they just happened to sit next to each other as some craziness was happening, and like Taryn just took on this New York accent of like, I love a bit of chaos. And she just chimed in too. It's like everybody should have a little chaos in their life, and they just bonded over that, and it was just such a cute, genuine friendship from two gorgeous model-esque women, but they're fucking goofs. All that to say, you can be beautiful and a model and not feel pretentious, and Nora feels very pretentious to me. Like something about her just does not resonate well with my spirit.
I think she's playing a character because I've seen her in interviews and she's normal.
Okay, and like I said, just her stuff, the way she puts her stuff out, I don't particularly care for it, but she clearly resonates with other people who like it. I just from what I see, don't see like the joke in it, and I feel like maybe
I don't think it's supposed to be a joke, but it's supposed to be something. I don't know what it is, but it's something. I'm not the person who's gonna pick up the signal.
Mike gonna go eat.
So you're gonna hit the button because we got like 30 seconds on this, Mike.
Yeah, I can't hit the button anymore because I don't have access. Somebody changed the password.
Well, it is 6:34. Should we wrap
Yeah.
it up now?
Yeah. I
Mike,
don't
don't
know.
go nowhere. You gotta hit the button.
I can't even see if he's there anymore because I don't have access anymore.
Kronk, pull the lever.
Pull the lever, Kronk! Oh god, well I've been Ash,
And I've been Fatima.
and this has been Fatash. In case Mike wants to,
Bye.
you want to hit
Mike.
the, you want to hit the thing.
Hit the thing.
I think he's gone.
Why would you do that?
That's our producer. That's him.
That's our producer. Okay,
Mhm.
so for those of you who can't see, he left a message saying, about to run across the street for food. If y'all in before I get back, 5 minutes. He thinks it'll be 5 minutes, but like what?
It'll be longer.
He gonna get across.
Unless
the
he like
street.
ordered the food for pickup immediately,
Right.
it's not gonna be 5
And
minutes.
he told Ash to hit the end stream button, but she does not have access to the button.
He changed the password on me. All that complaining about me having backstage access like I did, and I had to clean out all my cookies one time, and so now I don't have access the way I did, and he won't give me a password because
He forgets.
no, he just don't want me to have a password until it's inconvenient.
Right. He wants to be all powerful until he wants to run across the street for a burrito.
Mm-hmm. And now he wants me to have access, but didn't give me the power. So that black woman. He'll see this when he gets back.
Yeah. Well, or he's not. He's never gonna know. We can talk about the shit we wanted.
It'll be
him right now.
Just a blank stream.
I can tell you what I've been up to with my e-reader.
Okay, well,
so like I'm back to my e-reader with my fairy tales because like I was going through some stuff with my e-reader. So like this is like the top button.
Yeah.
It had gotten okay. So I had pressed the power button so many times over the past 15 years that it was just disintegrating, and it disintegrated into the real button down here to the point where like it was hard to reliably turn it on and off.
So you just kept it on and like
well I couldn't turn it off, so like I couldn't use it for a while. And then also like down here these direction buttons, like that D-pad was also like disintegrating.
I mean, it's like what, 15 years old at this point?
It's over 15 years old. Yeah. So what I did was I went to bestbuy.com and I bought like a little spudger tool. Do you know what those look like?
I have no idea what that is. You just teaching me all new words today. Petard.
Petard. It's a bomb. Okay, so it's from iFixit. It's like $8, and it's like really thin so that you could like jam it in here into the sides and open it up. And so like because you can open it up, now I can go to a 3D printer and I can print a new direction part button.
What?
And I was able to like clean out all of the gunk here, and I was able to clean out like the direction button was pretty much gunk at this point, and also cleaned out the power button too. So now I just use like a little hairpin or whatever and stick it down there, and I can turn it off and on reliably. Also, I'll be able to replace the battery. So this is the e-reader that I have, and I don't want to replace it because you know what you got to do to get an e-reader with buttons now?
Girl. You know how hard it is to have a phone with buttons? I held out as long as I could. I do not like just having a straight up screen.
Yeah, because like that touch screen, it like gets laggy real quick.
I don't like it. I mean, thank God I still have like an volume switch and power switch on the side of my phone. But even having a phone that has a dedicated aux cord, they starting to do away with that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they did. Apple did away with those for like a very long time ago.
Gotta buy a dongle.
Yeah. And now you can't charge and listen at the same time.
No, you gotta have like a one of those like battery table things where you just put your phone down and it charges. The technology today is fucking annoying. fucking
Yeah,
CD. You don't
I-
have no CD, DVD drives on your laptops. You don't have an
Nope.
aux port for your phone. You don't have no goddamn buttons on your phone. That sounds so old.
Well, no, but it's the in-shitification. Like, they did this on purpose. Like,
Mhm.
this is one of Kobo's like first attempts at an e-reader, and it's
Yeah.
perfect, which is why it still runs. Oh, here
Is
you
he
are.
back?
Yeah, he's back. Okay,
Yeah.
we signed off. We're ready to go.
Yeah.
We're ready to
We
go.
just
When you
just
spit that
talking
mess.
shit. You
Yeah.
did not give me access to turn shit off, remember? I can't even see you in the backstage.
Hmm.
Yeah, you can go ahead and hit that button.
We already said goodbye.
You'll have to like